got one more live stream set of deliveries for tonight. I just picked up a double. It is from two of our higher end restaurants, La Trattoria and Bais Ristorante, delivering some good Italian food. One of them actually is considered a large catering order on DoorDash, and both of them are going to the same customer. I've never had a large catering order be stacked with someone else, but sometimes you get a customer who orders twice. But please, as you come on in the chat, say hello. Hello to all of you who are watching live and on replay. A special belated Thanksgiving to any of you who I have not seen yet. And if you are watching on replay, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified the next time that we see you live. We would love to have you here. We just completed the first ever dash off on this channel. Sadly, I came up a little bit short. More like Lisa had an epic $30 plus order for the final order of the night to take the win. So congratulations to Lisa. And my Miami Dolphins lost on Thursday, and my Miami Hurricanes lost today. And yeah, so that's basically it. That's what we got going. I lost, all my teams lost, and as far as I know, I'm going to check really quick, but I don't think the Mets have signed Juan Soto yet either. So at this point in time, that's about it. So yeah, none of my teams are winning. Your total was 71.69. Now Shane, just a quick question. It's fine either way. I'm just wondering, are you donating that one or not? Because I just want to have a rough donation total. I know it is. It's everything is not going well. I managed to get a thumbnail out really quick though for it. So you can throw all the thumbs down Craig emojis in the chat. I deserve them all, and my teams deserve them all. But from a very practical matter, this is why I teach my kids, like, don't put your hope and trust in sports teams. You have no control over it. And even if you did, you'd probably mess it up anyway. So, so don't get super up or down just because your team loses. It is fun to watch sports, to cheer for your team. But it is absolutely inconsequential to how you need to live your life. No, it's good. No worries, Shane. I don't want to pressure. I just want to, because I'm going to do probably some sort of follow-up video or whatever. And I just wanted to make sure I'm not misrepresenting totals the wrong way. So you were good. There is zero pressure. It's just for information's sake only. So no worries. No worries. And I'm not in the position that I can do this every single time either, but I wanted to do it tonight because it worked for us tonight. And I was good with it. I just wanted to kind of know. So, but basically then, point being to all of you who are watching, we just raised $250 for charity in about 3.5 hours of just food delivery drivers who were out there just making money to give away, which is really cool. It's a lot of fun. It's what we're all about on this channel. I would love to see it be more. We had Toys for Tots and Angel Tree and Hope City Church were the three charities that were represented tonight. So it was super exciting, raising money. Good evening to you, Kevin. We are back on 5th Avenue South. I have picked up both of my orders. They're both going to the same place. One of them is over $100 worth of food. The other one goes with it. So sometimes it actually works out really nice, because if the customer tips on both orders, you get to double dip on the tip, which is kind of cool. In addition, we're on earn by time now as well. So at least having a slow drive no longer hurts us. That was very interesting. Like the earn by time worked in Lisa's favor tonight. So I will let you guys know we do have a pending tip on that giant sushi order. It was like 18 rolls of sushi that I dropped off. So we have a pending tip on that. That's going to be coming through in another half an hour. Whatever that pending tip is, that's also going to go, that's also going to go in my donation total, even though it won't count for first place overall. So yeah, but we've got that. There's all sorts of chaos in college football today. The big upset was not Miami, even though that was a big upset. The big upset was Ohio State losing to Michigan. Also, you had, so I know Miami's not going to the ACC championship game, so I know that. I don't know who is. I was thinking it was Clemson, but I don't know what they lost. I'm not sure what that is going to be. You have a really huge game right now, Texas A&M. You also had number 12 Clemson, who lost. Notre Dame did pull it out against USC. We're going to talk a lot more college football here tonight because we've just got that going on. Now, Alabama did pull it out. Arizona State won. SMU won. And Missouri beat Arkansas. So, but yeah, there's still some big games going on here tonight. How's it going, Midnight? Yeah, we're back. I told you we'd be back. I needed to wrap up that stream. I only have so many hours of StreamYard a month on the free plan, so I wanted to get that stream wrapped, and then her final payout was like $11 and change, Shane, but then she got a $20 cash tip. So it turned out to be 31. That's what put her over the top. I had her until she got that cash tip that pushed her over the top. Yeah, 31 and change was the catering final for Lisa's. She said she delivered it to a hockey team. They were like finishing up the game, and she was the one bringing the food. And then I don't have my final pay yet on that last Uber Eats order. I think there's definitely a chance it could be over the 20 total. I would say there's at least a $20 tip on that, which would put me at like $23.99. I took it at $20.36. And that was the one I was trying to make sure I got back to in time. And it worked because I didn't have to wait long. And I grabbed it while I was delivering the other orders. I almost got timed out on it, but we got it done. So yeah, so now we're just out doing whatever deliveries are left in town. I'm on earn by time, so I'm not going to try to run through a yellow light. I'll just take a little more DoorDash money. So this drop-off is not far. It's just across a couple of bridges and down a couple roads to another really nice neighborhood. And then we're just going to probably keep setting up by Magic Dumpster for the most part until orders dry up. That's my plan. Hang out with you guys. Appreciate everybody. Thank you guys for hanging out, for spending time, for cheering us on. Thank you everybody for participating in the dash off. I mean, we had not just the people actually dashing, but the people just commenting. Audrey did an awesome job keeping the scores updated throughout the night. It's hard to do when you're just hearing what we're reporting and you can't see it live in front of you all the time. So Audrey did a really good job of keeping up with the scores. Good. Bunch of people in the chat the whole time too, so it was a lot of fun. So maybe we'll do some other, they're not always going to be for charity either. I mean, maybe someday we can, but I know we got a lot of people out here who are dashing because they need to make money for themselves, and I understand that too. But it's certainly a fun way to just kind of be out together and participating and finding common ground and stuff like that. So appreciate all you guys, and thank you for making this channel just keep growing and evolving into something better and better, because now instead of being sad about our Miami Hurricanes loss, I'm happy about the fact that it's $250 going to work that wasn't going to work previously. So I'm excited about that. So I got about 2 miles to go here. This is going to the same customer, 2 orders. My wife said, "Saw your team didn't win." Yeah, well, that's all right. We'll come back. We still made good money. I still want to see, I obviously want to find out what that pending tip was, which we'll find out here in a little bit. So one of these is a large catering order, which means it's at least $100 plus on DoorDash. The other one was just from a different restaurant that we were by, and it's perfect. We got them both picked up. They were ready to go. This is my second large catering order on DoorDash that I've gotten today while on Earn by Time. And so it definitely makes Earn by Time a little more appealing if you got to keep your acceptance rate up for sure. So trying to heal my acceptance rate after declining some stuff today. So because I'm just sitting at 71%. So we got $8 for 8 miles on Grubhub. We're gonna pass on that. It was a blast. It was just a fun way to change things up. So all right, we're turning off our main road here. Gonna go just a mile and change. It's gonna be a little slow. Take us 5 minutes or so to zigzag back and forth. It smells really good. It's like all Italian food. So between these two orders, there's fettuccine bolognese, burrata tortellini, pappardelle, and spaghetti carbonara. So that's my best Italian. Sorry, it's not that good. Those are the orders that we've got delivering here. So, but by the way, we're just free to talk about whatever, guys. Just so you know, we've kind of had like intense chat over the last 3.5 hours of doing delivery. It's fun to have like have those competitive juices flowing, and even when you can't control, you're still partly in control. You make some decisions and hope they pan out. Some of it's luck of the draw, but that's true in any sport. Prepare the best you can, and in the end, the way the ball bounces sometimes determines who wins the game. So we have 1 mile to go for this drop off. I'll get caught up on chat too in a little bit. Yeah, Miami blew it. Miami blew it. This Miami Hurricanes team does not know how to put bad teams away. And it's what plagued them with Georgia Tech. They could easily have 3 more losses on the season. I've maintained very consistently this team is not as good as their record. Michigan State isn't bowl eligible. I don't know if Miami can squeeze into the playoff, but honestly, they don't deserve a playoff spot. You know, meanwhile, I was seeing like South Carolina's like, we obviously deserve a playoff spot. Like we as a 3-loss team. I'm like, shut up. Miami as a 2-loss team doesn't deserve a playoff spot. And you certainly don't either, South Carolina. Now, South Carolina might get in because of all the carnage. But, I mean, Miami needed to go to the ACC championship game and beat SMU. They needed it's worse. Miami's loss is worse than just a loss because now they don't have next week to play SMU. If they had somehow lost today and still made it into the ACC championship, and then gone in and beaten SMU, a ranked team, it's like, okay, maybe you could be forgiven. But I don't know how the whole ranking works, and I know top 12 and they were ranked 6th, but their resume is trash. And I say that as a Miami Hurricanes fan. They were getting in on a soft schedule and then with a win against SMU to seal the deal. I'll root for Penn State in that one. It'd be kind of fun to see a little change up, but I don't know. I might settle for the fact that 12 teams is too many after seeing how this plays out this year. I've always felt something along the lines of just every conference champion plus a wild card, every major conference champion plus the best of the non-majors. You know what I mean? How many? So I don't know. I might be swayed, especially if Miami makes it in, because Miami is not even. I think there should also just be like a 2-loss max. I mean, if we start seeing 3-loss college football teams make it in, I don't care what conference you're in. If you've lost 3 games, like, no. This is not the NFL. All right, Shane, you're still going. I'm still going. We're going to see. I have no idea what this total is going to be here. I'm hoping. I just think the whole problem is that then conferences mean nothing. It's 21.70. I need to go one more. Like, it's just, I don't know. Yeah. I'm always like, when it comes to sports stuff, I'm always open on changing my mind. But I'm starting to wonder that, yeah, maybe 12 is too many. But if that's what it takes to get like a smaller school in, then I'm all for it. I just wish there was a way that one smaller school should be represented each year, and then all the major conference champions, and then one other wild card. And by smaller school, I don't mean like a non-conference Notre Dame. I mean like a legit smaller school. All right. I just don't want to see, I guess my issue is, hold on, let me confirm this here. See what we got here. Gonna show us? It's not gonna even show us. I don't even know what the total is because it doesn't show us all the time. All right, we're gonna get turned around here. I'll reboot. I gotta reload DoorDash. find out what our actual total was. Okay, so here's my issue. I just don't want to see third place teams. I know it's all about money. I get it. But there also comes a point where it's like, I don't want to see third place teams, fourth place teams from conferences getting in, teams with 3 losses. Like, I don't want to discourage teams from playing harder schedules, but at the same time, I don't know. All right, I'm going to reboot DoorDash here. I got to get directions. I don't know where I am. Directions to Cafe Milano. Well, definitely not here. I ended up in a roundabout. Going the wrong way. All right, that was a $20 order. $20.73. I don't know what the actual tip was on that. So between time and tip, it was $20. So it's probably like a $10 tip or something like that. All right, that's what we got. We are still, oh man. Oh man, I might have actually won had I not set the rules the way I did, guys. We just got the total. I gotta figure out where I'm going here. We just got the total. So if you go back to the dash off, Lisa wasn't the only one to get an extra $20 on her final delivery of the day. I also got an extra $20. That was not a $20 order or it was a $44 order. $44.03 total. So add an extra like $23 to my total. Why did I set the rules that way? It's like I made a comeback, but it was like too late. It was after that everybody left the field. So 44, that extra 23 actually put me at like 105 for the 3.5 hours. So I hit the channel goal. It's all still going. I'm donating the whole thing. So flaw in my scoring system. Good. There's gonna be a big brouhaha at the next rules meeting that we have about this. Yeah, that was a huge order. I mean, I knew it could be big, and that's why I was willing to wait for it and go for it. I mean, 18 sushi rolls is crazy. So that's probably a 20% tip, guys, on that, because I figured it was like 200, 250, something like that, and they had a $41 tip. So yeah, if it was like $200 and 20% tip. So, woo! I'm taking it. I would have won. Yep. I would have won by about $9. But I was the one who made the rules. We would have had to wait that long though. I mean, it's a hard thing. Like, I don't know how else you get around it. Unless you just come back like you have a result show, like, but like, because you have to have everybody sit around for like an hour. And if it's an Instacart, you have to have everybody sit around for 2 hours before you know for sure. We'll take it. Not every, there are moral victories here, so I'm just happy that we managed to pull off 25 an hour. So we'll take it. We'll take it. Thank you for all the celebrations. I feel like I need to, I mean, I still lost. It's just, not quite as bad as I thought. So yeah, 105 bucks basically. So Well, I'm excited about that. Thank you guys for participating in the dash off. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Did you hear that, Jason? My final order came through, and there was like a hidden $23 tip on it. So I would have beaten Lisa. But it's good. It's good. I won't tell Lisa. You can tell her, but I'm not going to tell her. Unless she's secretly, silently watching right now. But unless she asks, or someone asks while she's in here. We're going to work our way back down towards Magic Dumpster. That's just basically the plan. Go to Magic Dumpster, get good orders. If we run out of orders, go home. We are going to early church service tomorrow, so that's the 8:30. Going to the 8:30 a.m., which means we got to leave by like 7:45 or 8 o'clock. So I'm not going to be out super late tonight. So that brings our total though like 260, almost 275. I'll have to add the 3 up now again. Yep, absolutely. No, I mean by the rules of the game. And that's the reason why, because I just knew like you just can't make this work easily if you got to sit and wait for 1 to 2 hours till every final order clears. Unless you're doing it as a pre-taped thing. If you're doing it where everyone's screenshotting their stuff and then you combine it into like a video at the end, that's different. But if you're doing it as a live thing, or you do it as a live and then you have to do like a separate reveal at the end, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm tired. I'm hungry. Big 12 football used to be awesome. Big 12 football used to just be like first 1 to 70 wins. And that was fun. You know, you kind of had like Big 12 and Big 12 was kind of like the run up the score, like just crazy high scoring. Big 10 used to be like the defense. SEC was kind of like where you would go to see future NFL players. Like that's where you know, they're everywhere, but that's where you go to see kind of pro style offense and defense. And Pac-12 is what you watched if you were up late and you just needed more football to watch. Like I've watched so many Arizona State games and, because they're like the only game on or whatever. Yeah. And then ACC was kind of like you were just kind of watching to see like if there was a national championship contender to come out of them. You know, which was Clemson, occasionally Virginia Tech, occasionally Florida State. But it was basically like one good team would come out of the ACC every year. And it was just a matter of watching. Even, Louisville had it for a couple of years in there, of course. But like, that's kind of what it was. All right, we're going to throw DoorDash back on. I'm on Earn by Time for DoorDash at this point in time. Yeah. I know, no, like that's what I would always watch. There's always football on till like 1 a.m., sometimes even 2 a.m. If it was like an overtime game or something like that. Bro behind me was like in the wrong lane, so he's like, I'm just going to cut people off because I was in the wrong lane. people just stopping. Like, how do you not know what lane you're supposed to be in? Come on. I get you're a snowbird, but seriously. If you miss the turn... Well, Clemson ran the ACC for a while. I don't really know where to go. I'm going to go sit at Turco Taco. They're open until 9:30. We'll just try to be available for any sort of big orders that might happen to be out here tonight. Like the ACC would just basically have a team. They would have like a clearly best team in the conference, and then the question was that team good enough to play for a national championship? So definitely was FSU some years, Clemson some years. I mean, I'm old school. I remember when Miami used to be in the Big East. All right, I'm gonna park here at Turco Taco for a few minutes. Well, this is $10. Is it low mileage? Yeah, $10 for 1 mile in Uber. That's an insta accept. It's from Lake Park Diner. The 80s were, and early 2000s, but man, the 80s were a different time. The 80s were a different time. There's no way. You know how many Miami players would be ejected in today's football from the 80s and stuff like that, even into the 90s and early 2000s? There'd be like, Ray Lewis would be ejected like half the games. All right, so we got a $10 for 1 mile Uber Eats. This is $10 for 1 mile is often a key indicator that there might be a hidden tip. So we were just a mile away. It's kind of why I like centering myself at Turco Taco instead of Magic Dumpster sometimes, because I'm a little further north, so I can reach some of the northern orders that the people sitting on Fifth Avenue don't get, but I'm also maybe close enough to get some of those Fifth Avenue orders as a Platinum Dasher over like the Gold and Silver Dashers down there. So awesome, American Walmarts. Good evening, Savage Batman. Thank you for all the score updates. By the way, all of you guys. That's so funny. Like, it's just amazing. There's a lot of teams having down years this year. So, all right. Well, we're here at this pickup. It's 4 items. Sweet potato fries, 2 chicken soups, and a chicken salad. I see a bag already sitting there, so that's encouraging. Hopefully everything's going to be ready. Oh, you actually were there, Savage. That's awesome. Well, Lisa's out there. She was out there driving around Syracuse the whole time too. So, well, if you're a Syracuse fan, congrats on the win. Miami was exposed a second time, so I guess I didn't realize you were up in the Syracuse area as well. So we had 2 people in Syracuse tonight, 1 driving and 1 at the game. All right, I'm gonna go grab this order real quick. Yeah, Miami lost. Yeah, I mean, they needed to win that one. So I don't even know if they're going to make the playoffs. If they're not in the championship game next week. They lost tonight. So anyway, and I lost the dash off as well. So Lisa won. She got a nice a $20 tip on a catering order at the very end. She delivered to a hockey team. She ended up at 96 or something, and it was like, well, so I was at 87 or whatever, but then I had a pending tip that came afterwards, so we're still going to donate it, but it was after the contest was over. So I technically, that particular 4-hour time, I finished over 100, but we weren't counting pending tips. So anyway, but it was fun. We had 3 people participating in it. So, and what was that? Yeah, he ended up in the 70s. So we basically ended up with like $250 for charity. So yeah, pretty good for the first time doing it. So I was happy about that. So I'm like, now I'm just delivering again for us, and I just put the vertical live stream on. So just kind of hanging out, mostly talking football at this point. But I wanted to say hi to you guys really quick while I just picked up a Lake Park Diner order. So I'm already at $30 since the game is over. So because I had a large catering order right after the game ended. It's gonna be like 105. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do, and then if it's not too late, then yes, I can do that. Is it magazine time? Oh yeah, it is magazine time, isn't it? Okay. Well, that's good though. I like that at least they're doing exercises to burn energy as opposed to being wild. That's a good thing. All right. Well, I was kind of calling to check in and then say goodnight to everybody. So I'm just gonna stay out as long as the orders are good. So I'll say goodbye, good night, I love you to all of you guys. And don't stay up too late because we got to be up early tomorrow. So, yeah, it's time to go to bed here soon. So, all right, sounds good. Love you guys. Good night. All right, bye. All right, I just needed to talk to the family for a couple minutes here. So, sorry about that. Haven't talked to them for a while. I'm gonna drop off this order. We're already here, and then we'll get rocking and rolling on whatever order is next. All right, that's all dropped off. It's one of those weird meet the customer, but they don't actually want to meet. So you need another 50 to get to 100 for this week. All right. Good work, Walmart. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. All right, so that's $10 for 1 mile Uber Eats. We're just gonna keep doing what we're doing. Either head back towards either Magic Dumpster, Turco Taco. I'm just gonna get turned around here really quick. Their description was really good. It was like, it's very hard to find the house or see the house number. Like, thanks. So I found it because I just found the house that it was hard to see the house number. All right, so we're just gonna keep heading back downtown, trying to keep snagging small orders that we can deliver quickly. That's kind of the goal here. I got everything is back on DoorDash. I should actually make sure Grubhub is on. Sometimes it doesn't like to stay on. Same thing with Instacart. Sometimes they just like... Well, I appreciate all you guys. What we'll do a nice full college football rundown here at whatever point in time I can sit and take a break. Even though this is not particularly college football stream today, just because of what we had going on. And sadly, I mean, we're just about over, right? Like, should we do streams for like each of the bowl games? Would that be kind of fun? I don't know. It kind of sounds silly, but I mean, sometimes they overlap, but for a lot of them, you're just like on a random, you know, Sunday or Tuesday afternoon or Wednesday evening. They're just kind of spread out all at random times. So we're just trying to see how many orders are out here still. I think we're just going to head right back to Turco Taco. Good evening, Lisa. Oh man, this is not the type of order I want. Why are you sending me this? This is eight miles from China One, but I'm like 4 or 5 miles away from this. Awesome, Lisa. That's exciting to hear. Wow, this must be a bad order because they instantly told me. They instantly told me that the order was ready as soon as I accepted it. And it's like 5 miles away. You guys know what that means. This is a no-tip order. So my zone is huge. My zone on DoorDash is 30 miles north to south. It is a ridiculously high amount of miles. So my zone includes all of Naples, all of Bonita Springs, and into Estero, which is the next town to our north. So basically everything, and then Marco Island is its own zone to the south. And then Fort Myers is broken up in like 3 or 4. So Fort Myers itself is broken up into like 3, 4 zones, something like that. I don't go up there that much, but I mean, that would be the option, would be to just do like dash along the way and stuff like that, but I can almost guarantee you this order is a no-tip order. Like, when you accept an order on DoorDash and you're 5 miles away from it and you're on Earn by Time, and the second you accept it, they send you the message that so-and-so's order is ready for pickup. You know. No, I'm too far from Tampa. No, there's a bunch of cities between us and Tampa. There's like Port Charlotte, there's Venice, Bradenton, Sarasota. So there are bigger markets than my market, but my market is probably the richest market, other than maybe there might be a super rich area of Miami that I'm not familiar with, but I live in one of the richest counties in America. I don't know if it's top 10, but it's definitely like top 50. All right, well, we're doing this because we're taking everything on DoorDash on Earn by Time. I know why they sent it to me, but this order has to be like, I bet this order's been sitting for a long time. So yeah, so there are, the Marco market is super rich as well, but there's just not enough restaurants on Marco to make it worth it. I would say once every couple of months I get a great order that takes me to Marco, and then I always try it out while I'm there, and it just never seems to be worth it to stay out there. Usually it's like you get like a $70 or $80 Instacart order, so I'll take the 20-mile drive, and that's the reason I end up there. But and then the Fort Myers market, the problem is it's like 30 minutes to get there, and I don't like being further from home if I don't have to be. I just prefer to stay close to home because we only have one car, so if there's any car issues, like, I don't have someone who can come get me, so then I gotta have a tow truck go a long distance or whatever. So yeah, well, that's what I would say, is definitely try out your richer areas, especially on weekends. There are times, probably during the week, I'd do better in Fort Myers just because of the sheer volume of orders, especially during the week. But the problem is too, I don't know that market. I know all the back roads. I have most of my major apartment complexes memorized. I just know so much about this. Yeah, I have AAA lease. Actually, I might need to renew it. It might have expired, but I have AAA. But even so, it's just, I'm trying to minimize the wear and tear on the vehicle until we have a second vehicle. Then it's like, then it can be maybe it can be a little riskier then once we have two vehicles. But I still have 2 miles to go to get to this restaurant. We were nowhere near this place. So technically, I have roadside with this T-Mobile sync-up drive. That technically gives the roadside as well right now. It's like this car is going over 230,000 miles this week. That's our only vehicle until we push through and get it set. So $17 for 20 miles on Grubhub. Oh, they stacked us. All right, they just stacked us with a Little Caesars order. Wait, what? I'm so confused. Did we lose that previous order? Hold on. Apparently we lost the order that we had. I'm very confused. Usually you get like an order canceled thing or something. I know I didn't miss it. I set the directions. What in the world is going on? I didn't get paid. I didn't get paid for all that drive time. I have no idea what's going on here. So we were going to China 1. Now we're going to Little Caesars, which is not by China 1. What happened? Call DoorDash. We're going to find out what happened here. Because I wouldn't... Yes. Real human. I'm like 2.5 miles from Little Caesars, but I would not even, I don't want to even be out this way. The only reason I head this way was the China 1, and I didn't get paid for all the miles I drove on Earn by Time. So I'm going to try to figure out what's going on. And my completion rate, what happened here? Because my completion rate just went down to 99. I have no idea what's going on. No, I'm nowhere near 41. That's the thing, that first order took me away. It's like it canceled the order on me, but it hurt my completion rate. Because I just worked my tail off to get that thing up to 100%. And then it just randomly canceled an order. It'll get you there. Not the fastest way to get to Chicago, but it'll get you there. I'm not happy about this. DoorDash is playing games. So I was sitting downtown. They sent me this order that was like 5 miles away. I wonder if the customer canceled it because it took them so long to get their food. I have no idea what's going on. But somehow my completion rate just went down. Well, if DoorDash is going to be stupid, I'm going to be done with DoorDash for the day. So I don't really want to be playing games. I'm just out here to deliver food to people, not play games. All right. Well, I'm on hold with DoorDash. Can't get to a real human. So I have no idea what happened. I had an order. It was canceled. And it hurt my completion rating even though I wasn't the one who canceled it. Yeah, I'm at 71. I've taken like 6 or 7 in a row. I'm just stuck at 71. I mean, I'm supposed to have premium Dasher support as a Platinum Dasher. If they just glitched a bunch of orders, though. American Walmart's with a score update. Looks like a bunch of games that are not really competitive. You think it's way faster that way, Shane? I'll have to try it out sometime. I mean, I've got like 3 questions here. Like, question 1, what happened to the order I accepted? It just disappeared. Question 2, why did my completion rate just go from 100% to 99%? And question 3, why didn't I get paid for all the miles that I drove? And then, unfortunately, because I was away from where I want to be, then I get stuck with a stupid little Caesar's order that I would not normally want either. Alright. Well. Usually I get through in like 5 minutes or less, but we'll see. I got nothing better to do except listen to being on hold music. All right, we got the pizzas picked up. I'm still on hold with DoorDash, but I actually talked to someone. So he says it was unassigned, but I did not unassign anything. So I don't know what's going on. And now we have to drive 6.5 miles further away from where we want to be because of this order. All right. Yes, I'm here. No, I never did, because then it would have just been, then it wouldn't have been unassigned. It would have just been declined. But I accepted it, and I even had the directions loaded from the app. So I was going to the location. Like, the only way I had that ready. So, and because it actually counted against my completion rate, you can't just hit decline once you've accepted the app. There's like 3-4 steps that you have to go through, none of which I could have done because I was driving. Well, that's fine, but I need my completion rate back to 100% because I didn't. That needs to be fixed. Because I did not unassign the order. You guys glitched on this order because it was not me. You can even see from the GPS that I was moving the entire time. And then I also was not, and I was also on earned by time, and I was not paid for that time that I was on that order. So I don't know if I need to talk to a supervisor or what, but on earned by time, I'm paid for my time. I'm not paid for, I'm paid for my time. So I don't know who I need to talk to get this fixed, but yeah. Yep, that is fine. No, I understand what you're saying, Shane. So they're claiming I declined the order, and that's why it hurt my completion rate. One thing that you know for sure with these apps is they will take zero responsibility for any of their issues. Like, that's a guarantee. And we know that. They're gonna. So now I have to go complete 100 more orders in a row to get the completion rate to 100%. And I'm not going to get paid for driving all the miles that I didn't want to drive in the first place. So that's what it is. Maybe it's time to be done for the day. That's what I'm wondering. Maybe it's time to be done for the day. Yeah. No, I mean, and within DoorDash, everyone just always pushes it off to the next person. So it's like, oh, well, we don't know. This team takes care of that. Well, can I talk to that team? No, there's no way you can talk to them. Well, yeah. So, yes. Well, I know how to improve my completion rate. The problem is now I have to deliver 100 straight orders to get it back to 100% because the app glitched. That's the issue. Is not improving it. The issue is removing the incompletion that was just put on my account when I did nothing wrong. Well, I mean, I can hold for a supervisor now because I, I don't know if I'm going to be available to take a call in a random time in the next 24 hours. So I can just talk to a supervisor now. I can be on hold as well. That's fine. All right, thank you. Yes. All right, so he's like, oh, I can have a supervisor call you back sometime in the next 24 hours. Like, yeah. First of all, they don't ever call you back. I've tried that before. And now he's looking for a supervisor, so he'll probably come back in the next 5 minutes saying there's no supervisor available. And then I'll say, I can wait longer. It's fine. I'm not in a rush. And they'll say, no, we don't know when they're going to be available. They'll call you back. So. And he even states the app glitched. That's one thing Uber Eats has on DoorDash. Their customer service representatives are at least partly knowledgeable. DoorDash's customer services. It's rough. Alright, well, whatever. Yeah, no, I mean, they're there. Do you really think they have a call center with no supervisor? Of course they have them. They just say, nope. We're just not gonna do it. So, it's alright. I'm not gonna get upset over it, but and I mean, but that's the truth with all this stuff is they can do anything they want to your account. So, yes, I'm here. No, I'll just stay on hold for the next supervisor. It's fine. I'm not in a rush. I mean, they'll be available at some point in time. I know that, so I'm not in a rush. I've got time. So even if I have to wait for an hour or whatever, it's good. But they don't call back. That's the problem. That's the reason why I don't want to call back. I would rather stay on hold because the supervisors don't call back. I mean, think about it. If they're not available now, why would they be available later? Do you understand what I'm saying? Right, but I mean, how many supervisors do you have working right now? Just out of curiosity. So you're working in a call center with no one supervising you? Okay, sounds good. All right, sounds good. Have a good night. What a bold-faced lie. You think they have a bunch of random people with no supervisors? Like, nah, that's not how this works. At least you can get a supervisor on Uber Eats. At least you can get a supervisor on Uber Eats. That's... And he sent me an email telling me how I can get my completion rate back up again. Isn't that so wonderful of him? So who's the worst? Well, I'm going to tell you all the orders coming through on Uber Eats are pretty junk right now, too. So, my motivation to do too much more delivery here is pretty zapped after all of that. Oh yeah, this is delivering to a really low-end, not good delivery neighborhood as well. So... yeah, well, I mean, I guess technically, Shane, there probably is no supervisor there. But here's the thing. So, here's the thing with it. So, they only put you on a courtesy hold for when you ask for a supervisor. Because then he's like, well, there's no supervisor actually here. So, then you would have known that already. So why did you put me on hold for 5 minutes saying you're talking to a supervisor and he's not available? Like, wouldn't you have just said, look, there's no supervisor here? So it's a game, like, and I don't like playing games, and that's a frustrating part of all this. Is like, DoorDash has set it up that they just assume that if you have any problems, it's you trying to scam them as the driver. That's how their whole system is set up. The assumption is if there's a problem, you must be the problem. I haven't heard chickens in the background. No, I have not. But I have heard times where you can hear multiple other conversations in the background. So I have heard that. That's funny. All right, well, we're going to deliver this order. I'm going to pause orders after delivery here because this is nowhere near where I'd want to be delivering anyway right now. We will still leave on Uber Eats and Grubhub for whatever it is that they want to send our way. If anything worthwhile. I'm trying to find the building here. All right, let's see. What do we got? I don't know. Is that the right building number? Yeah. All right, so we're I gotta hand it, so I can't just park in like a normal. I can't just park in a weird spot. I just gotta park here. I'm gonna lock the doors here because I'm not feeling super safe in this community. I will be listening for the chickens now, Shane, for sure. We delivered to an Amazon delivery driver. So someone who knows what we do, and there was a $10 cash tip. So I'm assuming this showed up as a no tip order, which is why it got sent to us. So I'll be thankful, despite the fact that I was kind of unhappy with how we ended up over here. So we'll get that plus whatever our base pay is, I'm assuming. Let's see. Yeah, $7.78 in the base pay. So that's $17.78 order. Directions to Cheesecake Factory. So we're gonna, before I turn DoorDash back on though, I'm gonna get out of this area. This is not, we got a good tip out of an area we don't normally get good tips out of, so we will take it, but we're also gonna get out of here and not keep taking orders that are going to keep taking us further north. I don't know how much I have left in me, guys. I'm going to obviously try to get some orders to take me towards home, but turning on DoorDash is like the Wild West. You just don't know what they're going to send you, where they're going to send you, how far you have to go, and everything. So let's go. So yeah, but we'll take the $10 cash tip for sure. It smooths over, again, that's not DoorDash smoothing things over. That's just a good customer smoothing things over, so. I'm hungry, I'm tired. I gotta be up early. So I don't wanna turn like negative, because I can feel myself slowly kind of moving downhill here. So you guys know that, like, I don't know if you guys are like aware, like you can start to tell as your emotions start to like get the best of you or whatever. It took you 2 hours. Did you still end up cash tipping them, Tim? That guy was pretty cool because he gave me like $5 right away, and he said hold on, and he had to close the door for his dog to not escape. Well, you are a very appreciated customer tonight if you're doing 20% plus the 5. So that's the way I like to do it. Not necessarily always cash, but do the base tip, and then you follow it up with like an increased tip if everything goes well. And was it still hot after 2 hours? Just that they were backed up. Oh, it's snowing there. Got it. Yeah. Yeah, that would increase the orders and slow down the speed of delivery for sure. That earlier Lake Park Diner order, that full tip came through. We took it as $10 for 1 mile. It paid out $10.59, so got an extra 59 cents on that one. So I've done 3 deliveries on Uber Eats today for $77, basically. Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, if it's delays because of weather and being backed up, that's fine. As long as it's not delayed because, the driver was messing around or something like that. That's very nice. Whatever you need to get the grip and melt the snow. Get that Instacarted to your house too. Now I have the DoorDash Holt song stuck in my head. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. It's almost like a jazzy version of the Family Guy theme song. Alright, I guess I'll take this one. It's $9 for 4 miles from Turco Taco. This is from the Turco Taco at the north end of town. There's the main one we normally sit at, but they also have a location that's north end of town that I don't hang out by a whole lot, so we're going to take it just because it's going to keep moving us back in the direction we want to go. They were all basically miles we were going to drive anyway, so we're going to grab that. I still have like 10 to 12 miles to get home at this point, so it's like I gotta, any of those miles that I can get paid for is better than not getting paid for them, so. So we've got about 0.4 miles to get to this Turco Taco, which is on the north end of town. And then we've got to scooch, eventually work our way about 10 to 12 miles south to get towards the south end of town. This is the type of order I probably don't take normally during the day because there's no chance of a hidden tip on it or anything. But when it's late at night, Tim, did you have a Domino's driver or did you have like a Uber Eats driver? Like, could you tell? So Turco Taco in the south end of town closes at 9:30. It's 9:30 now, so I don't know if I've come here before when the store has been closed. And they look like they're shut down, but I don't know if they're closed or if this order still made it through. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, we're gonna go see if this store is open. Well, two things can be true. They can be closing and also still have the order ready. So, I used to carry cat litter. I'd always just carry some bags of cat litter and just like stuff it because they're kind of like smaller bags, and they can give you traction if you really get stuck. It's bailed me out once or twice. So. And it's not like, because you can buy them in smaller bags, you're not going to be stuck with like a heavy load of extra stuff in your trunk. American Walmart's with the full scoreboard update. We have just not had breaks tonight, which is great. I'm happy about that. Florida over Florida State 17-3. Oregon over Washington 28-14. LSU over Oklahoma 31-17. Texas over Texas A&M 17-0. Indiana 38-0 over Purdue. Is that the most points Indiana scored this year? Iowa State 24, Kansas 14. That's about the best game. There are not a lot of close games. Doesn't mean they can't tighten up, but I mean, isn't pretty much every one of those games 10 points or more difference? Alright, we're working to get ourselves out of this little parking lot. Yeah, it's like not really any nail biters at this point in time. Most of them are like 2-score games. Some of them 3-score games. They just cancel you. No drivers, no order to you. I don't know exactly what the Domino's Uber Eats pairing is. I'm assuming it's still their drivers delivering, and they're just giving you the option to order through Uber Eats. So there is a deal. It's like spend $10 and get a free medium 2-topping pizza or something like that from Domino's. That's on the Uber Eats app. So it's not true. They're saying it's free pizza, but asterisk, you know, it's not really free. It's been a little while since I've had Domino's. They're not bad. I mean, for chain fast, I call it like fast food pizza or chain pizza. They're not bad. I think I put Papa John's over them. It's been so long since I've had real Pizza Hut pizza, I don't really know where they stand, but based on my memory, I would probably put Pizza Hut over them, but they're far and above better than Little Caesars. Cowboys is another one we have down that I would say Domino's is definitely better than. Just gotta pay for double toppings. Blue Eyes, just pay for double toppings on all that stuff. We're just spoiled with so many like local pizzerias that it's just it's hard to, if I'm going to spend $15 on a pizza, I might as well spend $5 to $7 more and get a really good pizza. That's kind of how I feel about it. I used to like getting the little personal pan pizzas from Pizza Hut at Target. And if that's how their like full-size pan pizzas taste, then I think I would be a fan of them. Because I like the little ones, but now they're getting rid of all the Pizza Huts inside of Target, which is kind of sad. And it's like just Starbucks. Yeah, Josh, that's where I put Domino's. They're mid. I mean, they're like the average chain pizza. See, so I'll have to try Pizza because it's been a long time. I like a good Papa John's though too. So the sauce at Pizza Hut sauce is really good. If it's still the same kind I remember. It's just like there's not even any sit-down pizza. The fun of Pizza Hut was going to Pizza Hut, getting the salad bar, all that stuff. Like that was the fun of Pizza Hut. And then like of course they pioneered stuffed crust, so that was a big deal. I think pioneered, not necessarily on a local level, but Lover's Pizza. Really? You guys don't like John's? Interesting. I do think Papa John's probably has the most variety and quality, because I've smelled some Papa John's pizzas that smell pretty rancid. But I have a good relationship with my Papa John's employees, and so I've gotten a lot of Papa John's. Maybe that alone giving me a soft spot for them. You like Hungry Howie's up there. Okay, so that's interesting. See, I would put Hungry Howie's just like one step above Little Caesars. Marco's Pizza, same thing, kind of like one step above Hungry Howie's, but Blue Eyes, you're gonna get some pretty big numbers from the catering people here. I know there's some pretty big tips from some of the catering deliveries. But in terms of either like the normal restaurant or grocery deliveries, I've done $100 3 different times. Technically, it might have been a little bit more, but I've gotten a $100 cash tip 3 different times. And then my largest tip in an app for DoorDash, I got an $80 tip in app. Now, twice. Ring door, not do that. I'm assuming that their 600 was catering, right? Nice, Tim. Very nice. Oh. That's a good week for some people. 600 tip. That's a good week. I'm gonna get the $1,000 cash tip someday from some rich retired man or woman. If I stick with this long, it's out there. Oh, PF Chang. I really don't want to drive 10 miles to the north. Sorry, guys. It's $19 for 10 miles, but it's 10 miles north. I just can't. I don't have that much. I don't have that much in me. Because then it's another 20 miles back home. I can't do that. Magic Dumpster, yeah, that's the direction I wanted. That's 10 miles to the south. I guess I also got 100 on I did get 100 on a catering order. I think it was it was like 105 or something, and there was 100 tip on it. So I guess technically I've gotten the 100 4 times. I kind of forget about the catering one. That was a big one though. That was like $2,000 worth of food. How close am I to a Target? I am probably 6 miles or so from north end of town. Connection issues. Switching over to the car Wi-Fi. Yeah, but our Target has like, it's fast food. So like the one Target we have, the closest Target, it is near some bar food and stuff, but I just don't know how much. I'm just tired, guys. I'd like to try to get one more big. Well, I'd like to try to get one big DoorDash or one more big order from somebody. But I just don't. Everything keeps wanting to bring me north, and north is farther away from where I live. There's 2 in Naples. They need a third one. They need one on the south end of town. There's one in central Naples and there's one in north Naples. No, we gotta be leaving the house at like 7:45 tomorrow morning. So I'm gonna try to find a couple more good orders. Head in the direction of Magic Dumpster for sure. Yeah, six Walmarts, but only 5 real Walmarts. One of them's a neighborhood market. There's one right by. There's a Walmart right by the Target in the central part of town, but that one is just. That's just a neighborhood market, so basically just a grocery store. And I visited all of them recently for sourcing for Amazon. I don't do much soda or energy drink at all right now. I got coconut water. It's my natural. I do have water with me, and I have coconut water. And I have an apple. It's probably time for the apple soon. In fact, it's probably time for the apple now. Not specifically, Shane. I'll have to look them up. I'm just really getting back into the reselling game. Is that a YouTube name as well? I didn't turn the light on for now. Okay. Okay, so I saw the Michigan-Ohio State fight. It wasn't really that big of a deal. I mean, Ohio State didn't want them to plant their flag. They did. But most of it was just like normal tussling. Vito, sounds good. ask at the beginning, and if I don't get a correction, then whatever kind of comes out of my mouth. So we're pretty back to normal Walmarts. Though yesterday when I delivered to like a barrier island off of Bonita Springs, I was surprised how much sand was still kind of out over that way that had come over the roads that hadn't been cleaned up yet. We did not. We thought about it, but we did not evacuate for Milton. We hung in there. We were a couple of miles from the beach, but Irma, the previous storm from a couple years ago that had come through, that had like record storm surge, and it didn't make it to where we were staying. So I brought all of our camping gear in case we had to like be without power for a couple of days. I brought that home from the storage locker, and well, we lost power for a little bit, but some people end up losing power for almost a week down here, just depending on where you were. So we were ready. So if we had lost power, we were good to go. We had ice, and we had lots of water, kind of all the basics. I'm gonna pause DoorDash for now because there's been nothing over here, so I'm gonna at least wait till we get back down to Magic Dumpster. Try to get one more decent order from down there. It's looking pretty quiet, guys. I mean, there's just not orders coming through. So we'll head down to Magic Dumpster, sit there for 5 minutes, do maybe a little score update, but it's going to be 10 o'clock at that point. I got an apple to hold me over, but I need some supper. I need some real food. Man, Indiana wants to, like, leave no doubt that they deserve a spot. I know Purdue's not good, but still. What's the most points Indiana had scored before tonight? I'm pretty sure the family's all asleep, but dinner's ready. I know I've got shrimp waiting for me and probably something else too. We'll try to catch one more downtown order here. I don't know if I'm going to turn DoorDash back on or not, but I'll at least leave Uber. I mean, I've got 6 or 8 miles to go to get home anyway, so streaming tomorrow is probably just going to be a casual live stream, kind of like this. I don't know, I think we might just do a more generic football, not a specific football live stream. And then we'll probably do Sunday night football. I don't even know who the game is tomorrow. Probably do Sunday night football stream. There's gonna be a lot less games tomorrow anyway. Well, I mean, Ohio State, Miami bailed out Ohio State a little bit because that's at least one spot they're not going to drop. they'll stay top 10. I think they will. Because voters understand it's a rivalry game. And records don't matter in rivalry games. It's just the way it is. So that's 4 years in a row. So if you're like a fourth year senior at Ohio State, you're going to graduate without ever beating Michigan. Even in their down year. I mean, does Ryan Day get fired if Ohio State is out early from the college football playoff? Sunday Night Football Bills for you. Oh, that could be a good game. I feel like the 49ers are probably underperforming. Is it at San Francisco? Or is it in Buffalo? Because if it's in Buffalo, it'll be a fun game to watch because it's a snow game, possibly. If it's in San Francisco, it'll be interesting to see, Buffalo try to go on the road. All right, we're finally back by the mall. I would have never taken that Little Caesars order to begin with, but I guess it worked out okay because we got 17 from that and followed up by a 9, so it's like 26. So DoorDash might beat Ornery, but God knows what he's doing. Sometimes it's all that matters. Well, really, always that's all that matters. I got DoorDash back on. Got one more long distance, not like long distance, but one more order taking me away from downtown and me. Find it slightly funny that on the day that I got my customer rating up to 5-star, that a DoorDash glitch brings my completion rating down to 99% after all of the work that I've been doing. Yep, Michigan won. You heard it here first, midnight. Like I was saying before, I've got a buddy at my church, and he was the kicker for Michigan back in the Tom Brady days, and he's actually still a kicking coach now. I'm going to guess that they were at the game, because they go to pretty much all the major Michigan games. It's like, I'm going to guess that he was there, so he's pretty stoic, but when it comes to Michigan beating Ohio State, he will be one happy Michigan fan. So we're gonna pop down to Magic Dumpster, see if there's one good order left. I mean, we do have a couple places that are open till 11 down here. In fact, La Trattoria, where we already had an order earlier tonight, they're actually open till 1. They're the latest open high-end restaurant that I know of in town. Most of the high-end places close between 9 and 11. Man, Indiana, just like trying to prove they belong. It's probably good for Indiana that they're not in the Big Ten championship next week, because I don't think they have a shot against Oregon. So this can be their final win of the year. I've not seen an order from any app for about 6 miles, since we did that last drop off. Yeah, I don't know much about Penn State. I haven't seen them play. Haven't really followed them much this year. So I don't know. I mean, a lot of people say Oregon's the most impressive team they've seen this year. I think it's funny. It's all these conferences who are like, look at us. We're such good conferences. All right, time to go park by Magic Dumpster for just a few minutes. It's probably mostly just a decline, recline, debrief, score check, most likely. Just gonna hang here. Shop and deliver, $6 for 10 miles from CVS. There's Magic Dumpster. We got a couple good orders out of Magic Dumpster today, so no complaints here. Yeah, well, I wanted to set up back here really quick just to see if there's an order. I agree with you, Walmart's. It's 10:03. It's pretty toast here, I think, but sometimes it's like, all right, I'm close to home. Give it 5 minutes. Just check up on everything. Make sure I'm not missing anything on any of the apps. But I mean, it's pretty quiet. It is pretty quiet. We'll give, let's see. Well, let me do this. Let me do we'll do a full scoreboard rundown. I'm going to do this. I'll do that here. And then, and thank you, American Walmarts, for keeping up with scores. A lot of you guys have been posting scores all night. So, we'll just start from the beginning, from earlier in the day. Well, I'll do the live scoreboard first, just really quick. Indiana now up 59-0. 59-0 against Purdue. Oregon 35-14, Texas 17-0 over Texas A&M. Oregon over Washington, by the way. Iowa State, Kansas State is about the only really close game with ranked teams in it right now. Iowa State 24-14 over Kansas State. There's still a lot of time left. About 7 minutes in the third quarter. UNLV up 24-7 over Nevada. The rest of the ranked games today. The big upset of the day, Michigan over Ohio State 13-10. Tennessee beat Vanderbilt 36-23. South Carolina beat Clemson 17-14. And I saw they were already talking about how a 3-loss South Carolina team deserves to be in the playoff. They're like making their pitch. Illinois beat Northwestern 38-28. Penn State won big 44-7. Notre Dame beat USC 49-35. The other big upset, of course, my Miami Hurricanes just choking another game. It's like losing to a team that's as good or even slightly worse than you, like another ranked team on the road. No shame. But losing to 2 unranked teams in the same season, and those are your only 2 losses? Oh, Miami. Oh, Miami. SMU going to the ACC championship next week. Beat Cal 38-6. Alabama beat Auburn 28-14. Arizona State won big 49-7. And Missouri won 28-21. And believe it or not, there's another game starting soon with a ranked team. That's number 19 BYU is facing Houston. They did not drop BYU much at all after their loss last week. They only dropped from 14 to 19. I know it was against a ranked opponent. All right. Oh, wait, is that... Missouri and Arkansas also got into a fight at the end of the game. Everybody's fighting. So, yeah, the Hurricanes were up 21-0. And they end up getting outscored after that 42-17. All right. Well, like I said, I don't think Miami deserves the college football playoff. They might still make it in, but I don't think they deserve it. So, all right. And then NFL scoreboard for tomorrow. We'll run through that really quick. I am going to be out delivering most of the day. So, I just don't know if we're going to do separate NFL streams tomorrow or not. So the early games tomorrow, Colts, Patriots, don't care about that. Steelers, Bengals. Sounds like it should be a good game. The Bengals are 4-7. Chargers, Falcons. As a Dolphins fan, with the Dolphins not holding up their bargain, I'll still be cheering for the Falcons. Texans, Jaguars. I'll be cheering for the Jaguars. Cardinals, Vikings. Titans, Commanders. Wow, so I don't even know which of those games I'd want to cover. Probably Steelers, Bengals is the best matchup, but as a Dolphins fan, either that Chargers, Falcons, or Texans, Jaguars. All right, the afternoon games. I mean, as a Dolphins fan, I need Houston to lose. I need the only, I need every single team that's in the way of the Dolphins to keep losing or to start losing. I know the Strouds are going to come for me for sure, but it's okay. This car doesn't need the Strouds to blow up. It'll blow up by itself. That's the good news. Speaking of someone revving an engine, but all right, here's the afternoon games. Feels like there's a lot more games than I thought there was going to be, being that there's already been 4 games played. But Buccaneers, Panthers, Rams, Saints, Eagles, Ravens. And then you got 49ers, Bills, and then Browns, Broncos. So I'll be cheering for the Browns on Monday night because I need the Broncos to lose. If the Bills win, they clinch the division. It's so bad. Clinch the division in week 13. Not just a playoff berth. Like the whole division, done. Week 13. And I'll be rooting for the Eagles over the Ravens. So, none of it matters if the Dolphins can't win, but... Alright, well, with that in mind, I turned off DoorDash. We're going to start heading. So, my Miami roots go back to the early 80s. So first of all, it's about an equal split. It's about it, depending on traffic, it's about an hour and a half to 2 hours either direction. I mean, we're pretty much smack dab in the middle. So, if you want to go north to Tampa, or east to Miami. But it's about the same distance either way. So that's the first part of it. Second part of it is, so I was born down here in Naples. Yeah, car, gotta go over. There's 2 lanes of traffic here. And in the 80s, well, just look up the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the 80s. It was not pretty. It was not pretty. So, just grew up, I mean, back in the 80s, this area was all like Dolphins. My parents told me stories of, like back in the day, not everybody had air conditioning and stuff. So they told stories of like when the Dolphins would score a touchdown, you literally would hear the whole neighborhood cheering. Because everyone had their windows open and stuff, because, you know, not everybody had air conditioning back in the day. It just wasn't a thing. Yeah, so I think Kansas City had a playoff spot, but if the Bills win tomorrow, they have the whole division wrapped up. They needed a Bills win and a Dolphins loss to wrap up the division, so. Alright, well, we got all that done. I don't even know what our total for the day is. Probably about 200. Did 105 during the challenge hours, that 3.5 hours, so that was pretty good. Not quite as good, but it still turned out to be pretty good in the end. And then I had 38 plus some other stuff this morning. So probably had 50. I think I had roughly 50 in the afternoon. And I know we had at least 50 here in the evening. So. A pretty solid week on Uber Eats. I've done $340 on Uber Eats this week. So. And I didn't do any delivery on Thursday, so. Yeah, it was a good. Car almost just like blew right through the red light, trying to anticipate it. That car right there tried to anticipate the light going green, and he like almost ran it hardcore. Alright, so all I've got left is Uber Eats, Grubhub. I'm just headed home, but I'll leave everything on in case they got an amazing order. About 95% of the time I don't get anything worth stopping for, but every once in a while. So I live close to a Papa John's, so every once in a while you get sent a good order at the very end. It's time to go home, eat some food, and go to sleep. As always, I appreciate all of you. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for supporting the Dash Off today and hanging out with us. Sorry we couldn't talk a little more football than normal, but I'm sure there will be plenty to talk about over the next week and a half for college football. Got all sorts of conference championship games ready to roll next weekend. So maybe we'll pick a couple of them to focus on. And yeah, we might just do, I'm not sure if we're going to cover specific games tomorrow. I may cover specific games, or we may just do generic NFL, or we may just do generic food delivery and talk football like this too. I don't know. I'm too tired to make some of those decisions right now. We're ending the day where we started the day at 1,400 subscribers. We got up to 1,402 at one point, but we're back down to 1,400. Our watch hours are currently sitting at 3,806, so we're looking for 194. 194 watch hours to the 4,000. And then I can start making a few pennies here or there off of YouTube monetization. You shot a buck today, Too Evil. Are you in Wisconsin? I know it's deer hunting opener for Wisconsin this weekend. Well, congratulations on that. How many pointer was it? Yeah, 59-0 Indiana over Purdue. There's also a chance that I might be out. I don't know what time I'll be out live tomorrow. All right, American Walmart's giving us one last score update for the night. Doesn't appear to be too much drama in these late games, but sometimes you never know. I mean, you kind of know on Indiana Purdue, but on some of those other games, 3 scores can become 1 score pretty quick, and 1 score can become nerve-wracking pretty quick. So all right, well, that's what we got. Appreciate all of you. Thank you for the score updates. Thank you for supporting the Dash Off. Hope you guys had a lot of fun in the midst of all of the chaos. And thank you for doing that. Casey, I'm literally signing off. We've been streaming in one form or another here. Yeah, we did about $200 between that this afternoon and evening. So we raised over $250 for charity today during the Dash Off. So if you want to go back and see that, that video should be posted at some point in time. But yeah, I'm tired. We'll be out again tomorrow. We'll be streaming most of the day. The same old, doing what we do. So appreciate all you guys. Thank you again for scores. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for subscribes, watch hours, all those great things. With that, I'm tired, and I'm signing off. I will see you tomorrow.